Hello and welcome to Ted's Shed. Today we're on a bit of a mission. A friend of mine has got a standard Pennant and he's turning it into his daily driver. He's having a few issues with it. It was running okay, but now it won't continue running. But we've had a quick look and we think there's a blockage in the fuel system somewhere. Yeah, he dragged it out of a barn not long ago. Done a lot of work on the front end on these front wings because Bodyworks his thing. We had a look at the head because it was quite rusty in there. We cleaned the valves up and got some compression. We'll see how we crack on. Now what we found so far is the steel pipe all the way underneath the car is fine, but then where it comes into the tank at the back, it's been chopped off in the past. But there seems to be a bit of cable left inside the tank, so we think that somebody's been trying to clear it off before. And the copper pipe comes into the tank, goes across through the baffle and then towards the centre, and then it dives down. And I think it's blocked somewhere there because even with the compressed air on it, it isn't blowing freely as it should do. So we'll have a go from this end, see if we can get the wire up the end of the pipe and see if we can make sure it's clear, and then we'll put it back together and see if we can get it going. Hello, welcome back to Ted's Shed. Been a while. Had a few things going on, so we haven't been up here for a while. Back up at my friend's house, looking at his standard Pennant. Bit of a recap. He bought this to turn into a daily driver. He got it running and he's doing some body work on it, which is his favourite thing. We were having some problem with getting fuel to it. It would run, but then it was dying after a while, or if you tried to rev it up, it was just spluttering. So we worked through the fuel system back to the tank and found out there was a blockage where it lifted it out of the tank. Sorted out it, got it running, but then unfortunately it developed a rather nasty knock. So we've investigated, and I'll just show you around what we've been looking at. Now these standard 8 and 10s and Pennants, they've got a little front cross member here with all suspension mounted on it, which is quite advanced really, with shock absorbers and coils. They're quite good handling little cars, but they obviously go underneath the sump and it makes it really awkward to get into the bottom of the engine. So you can just about, if you slack this mounting bolt off here and take that mounting bolt off there at the back, you can just about drop it down like we've done here, and it's just rotated round a bit. It's given us a bit more room, and we've been able to take the sump off, which is over there, and you can just about get, I'll go the other side. You can just about get under here and get the sump off. It's not easy because there's not a lot of room there above where the cross member still is for the front mountings, but you can get in. You can see I've dropped some of the bearing caps off. I've got 1, 2 and 3 off now, and the centre main bearing. One was horrible. It looks like the white metal's been knocked off completely off that journal. Took 3 off. 3 is really good and is virtually standard size. So we thought, oh, we may be alright here with cleaning up the front journal and putting some standard shells back in. But on further investigation today, number 2 was really sloppy as well. So I've took it off and had a look, and that's picked up on the crank and all the white metal's gone, and it's also spun the shells in the big end on the rod as well. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue. So unfortunately the engine's going to have to come out. I'm going to have some crank work done on it and some new bearings at least, and I'm a bit concerned about the rod on number 2. If anybody out there with any advice on what to do with that, he has got a spare engine for spares, so I might pinch a rod out of that, because I'm not very happy about putting a new bearing in a rod that's had a spun bearing in it, in case it's made it a bit of a sloppy fit. and it could cause problems in the future. So yeah, that's where we are now. I'll just show you the shells that came out of it. Yeah, these are the shells out of number 2, and you can see the state of them. I don't even know what's happened to this end of this one. Look, I don't know what the hell's happened with that, because the tang's gone completely. There must have been rattling around backwards and forwards for ages, because the shape of those is just horrendous. But you can see on the back of there the sort of damage where it's been spinning round in the big end, and there's the big end cap, which I don't like either. So yeah, we've got some work to do here. So unfortunately it's stopped playing a little bit, so the engine's going to have to come out. And we've just been discussing which is the best way to do it. Got some options here. We're going to get an engine crane in. It could come out with the box, but that's quite awkward. To take it off the box in situ is even more awkward, because it's going to have to go down a bit first, because you can't get to the bolts at the top on the back plate. Otherwise it may be a bonnet off and drop it down on the floor and then lift the body up and slide it out the front. We could do that, but all options are possible, but just a bit difficult at the moment. Okay, so I think that winds us up on this one at the moment. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up down the bottom, or make a comment. Any comments on what you think about doing the work on the engine, I'll be gratefully received. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks very much.